For more insight on the election and the inauguration, VOA's Paul Ndiho spoke with Ricky Mukonza, a Zimbabwean analyst and professor at Tshwane University of Technology in South Africa, on what Mnangagwa's second term means for Zimbabweans.
President Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF went ahead to have an inauguration despite the controversy and the cloud that is surrounding his victory in the just ended harmonized elections in Zimbabwe. While he may have all the legal arguments, but I think politically he's in a difficult position. Yes, he has gone on to have the inauguration, but there's a rocky and bumpy road ahead of him.
Despite what happened, a lot of people say that the elections are over, we need to move on. How does Zimbabwe move forward?
I think it's a difficult one. We are likely to see a lot of tussling between the government of President Mnangagwa, which is the ZANU-PF government, and the main opposition, and the battlefields likely are going to be in parliament, in councils. The opposition were faced with two choices to make. Either they could have gone the legal route, where they would approach the courts and probably hope that they get a favorable, outcome that would overturn the election result. What they have been saying, I don't see it happening, because they have been saying they want a rerun of the election. I think let's accept it that the horse has already bolted, and we must accept that President Mnangagwa is the president of Zimbabwe.
Is there a reason why they did not choose to go through the legal system and see whether they can nullify the election? And it has happened in some countries, even in Africa. Kenya is an example where they nullified the presidential election. You
are very correct. There are cases in Africa where opposition political parties went to the courts, and election results were overturned. You spoke of Kenya. There is also Malawi. I think Malawi is also another case in point. But Paul, the Zimbabwean case is different from those cases that we have picked up, because the Zimbabwean, judiciary is to a very large extent captured. 2017, when President Mugabe was deposed off, by the military, the judiciary was used to sanitize the coup. Also, 2018, the then MDC, led by Nelson Chamisa, which has now become the CCC, went to court to try and challenge the election outcome, but they did not succeed. We have a duty to say things as as truthful as we should. I think the first thing is what I've mentioned, that the courts appear to be biased, particularly on political cases. But also, I suspect that the opposition, for I think many reasons, including lack of resources, did not have polling agents in all polling stations. So I doubt if they had all the evidence that is needed for them to win a case of this magnitude and a case of this importance.
That was Ricky Mukonza, a Zimbabwean analyst and professor at Tshwane University of Technology in South Africa, speaking to VOA's Paul Ndiho.